Was I the only one that binged a lot of random subjects on YouTube when they were in lockdown? Yeah? Well, too bad. Apart from game reviews, comedy skits, and whatever the bloody hell this is, the main thing I watched a lot of during lockdown was Pokemon videos, more specifically Nuzlockes. And after watching all of these videos, I decided that holy shit, I'm not good enough to do one of those. So I'm gonna do this instead. Is it possible to beat Pokemon Platinum as a gym leader? The challenge will go like this. Every Pokemon has to have one of the same typing, I can only use one item per battle, and I can't switch between Pokemon during a battle. Which means if an electric type Jolteon is sent out against my water type Finneon, that bitch is pretty much dead. Oh yeah, also I have to have an ace. I decided to be a flying type specialist for this playthrough for a few reasons. There's no gym leader or Elite 4 member that specialises in the type. There's easy access to the strongest flying type in the game on the first route. And the amount of variety in the flying type means I'll have a lot of options when picking my team. I called my gym leader RAF Blow. You know, because he's in the Air Force. And also because he's really good at sucking dick. After that we get to choose the name of our rival, and I call him Virgin. Because my humour is that of a 10-year-old, and also, just look at him. Then it's time for us to head out into the world and begin the game. We first meet up with Virgin and decide to go pester this region's professor for a Pokemon. Surprisingly, he says yes, and lets us choose a starter. Do you have any flying Pokemon? No? I chose Piplup, not only because it's technically a bird, but because it also forces our rival to choose the grass-type Pokemon, meaning that it'll make life a little bit easier later in the game because of the advantage flying types have over it. We then go to the local lake where a crack addict is doing, well, crack addict stuff, say farewell to our mother and get to witness this little gem here, and get some Pokeballs. This allows us to go out and catch our very first flying type, Starly. And with that, this challenge has officially begun. Entrusting you with that Piplup was no mistake. Mistake? Pfft, don't worry, Professor. You can count on me. We do a bit of training with our new partner, and fucking Interpol is in this game? Well, Game Freak, you do amaze me. The first gym leader is Rourke, a rock-type specialist. Now this is a bit of a problem, because the developers of this game took the saying of killing two birds with one stone literally, and made it so that flying types can't do shit against rock types. In order for us to have any chance in this battle, we need to do two things. I call the second member of our team Zubat, which means that the battle will be a 2v3 and it saves Starly from having to do all the work. Starly evolves into Staravia at a very early level, so I took advantage of that. This increased his stats significantly, which gave me half a chance of taking on Rourke. My main strategy for this battle was luck. I decided to have Staravia as my ace, and let Zubat start the battle and try to do whatever damage he could before he was knocked out. Rourke led with Geodude, and I put my plan into action, using Supersonic on the first turn. Supersonic is a move that is hard to hit, but if it does, leaves the opponent confused. A confused opponent has a 50% chance of hurting you, and a 50% chance of hurting themselves. Zubat misses conversion on the first two turns, and Geodude does a lot of damage. But he hit it on the third round, and now we could really start attacking. The opponent hurt itself in confusion. Now all I had to do was spam the move Bite, which can make the opponent flinch. When the opponent is the second to move and flinches, whatever they were going to do doesn't happen. Flinch, flinch, hurt and confusion, flinch, dead. 1 down, 2 to go. Next they sent out Onix, a Pokemon with good defense and a lot of HP. We do the same routine again. Miss confusion on the first turn, and an attack from the Onix leaves Zubat on 1 HP. On the second turn, Confusion hits, and somehow the odds are in our favour, because Confusion doesn't let the Onix attack for 3 rounds. It then snaps out of Confusion, killing Zubat. Now it was time for my ace to come out. Whilst Staravia didn't have Confusion, he did have Double Team, a move that boosts your evasiveness and makes it harder to hit you. And lucky for us, rock moves are already harder to hit anyway. So by using Double Team a few times and a few wing attacks, we were able to take out Rorks, Onix and Cranidos and earn our very first gym badge. How long have I been playing for? 4 hours. Oh dear god. We then run into Team Galactic, a blue-haired cult, a blue-haired group of people that want. I don't really know what they want. But anyway, they're harassing the Pokemon Professor, and instead of calling for help, he makes 2 kids protect him. After that, a rock is blocking our way to the next city, and the only way to break it is to use the move we got after beating Rourke. But it's terrible in battle, so I don't want to teach it to one of my Pokemon. If only there was a Pokemon in this game that could learn almost every HM move. Come here! After catching my new HM acquaintance, we can finally pass through the cave and onto Florama Town. And whilst it doesn't have a gym, I heard that there's a wind turbine that is a major tourist attraction and is always bustling with people. I'm starting to think that maybe people were playing a prank on me. The only guy here is a member of Team Galactic, and he challenges me to a battle. After I beat him, he goes inside and locks me out. I then run into more members harassing a different older man. Why do these people hate the elderly? We battle them and take the key to the building, bust down the door, and meet the first members of the cult that don't have blue hair. Anyway, we beat them, they leave, Interpol guy shows up, escort a woman through the forest, Zubat evolves into Golbat, standard stuff. We then arrive at the second gym in Eterna City, where the gym leader Gardenia is a grass type specialist. And like I said earlier, flying types have a major advantage over grass types. Now before we go in, I think it's time I teach you some more terminology. OHKO stands for one hit knockout, which as the name suggests, is what it's called when you kill a Pokemon in one turn. Why am I telling you this now? Because I did this to 2 of the gym leader's Pokemon, took 3 turns on the other, and walked out of the gym with only a scratch. 2 gym leaders down, 6 to go. Team Galactic stole some old guy's Pokemon. Seriously, what is their problem? Anyway, we get it back for him, and for all our hard efforts, the old man rewards us with a bike. And the champion gives us a fetus. Okay, I get that having the champion be a part of the story makes the final battle feel more important, but I'm sure she has so many better things to do than to give a kid an egg. After that interesting encounter, we go and catch the 3rd member of our team, Gligar. Unlike our other 2 Pokemon, her dual typing actually matters, as ground is great for a lot of encounters later in the game. We go to a cave, run into the Crack Addict again, and arrive in Hearthome City, home of the ghost type gym leader Fantina. Whilst ghosts aren't vulnerable to flying type attacks, they don't do too well against dark type moves, something that both Gligar and Golbat had, giving me a slight edge in the battle. I led with Gligar, and she sent out Duskull. I was able to take it out with 2 attacks and still have full HP. Out came Mismagius, who landed a Confusion on the first turn, and that pretty much concludes Gligar's part in the battle. It was then over to Golbat, who finished off Mismagius with 1 attack. Fantina then sent out her last Pokemon, Haunter, and with a few more bites, I had won my 3rd gym badge. We then run into a Virgin high on G Fuel, and he challenges us to a battle. Gligar takes out his Staravia, and Golbat takes out the other 3, solidifying himself as the current MVP of the team. We explore some more ruins and evolve Golbat into Crobat before taking on the 4th gym leader, Maylene, a fighting type specialist. The fighting types don't stand a fighting chance against my flying crew. Wanna know how the battle went? Oko, Lucario was a bit of a challenge. Badge. Holy shit, this is easy. We set out for the next, why the f*** are you still here, and how the f*** hasn't the Interpol guy caught you yet? I mean, he does show up to give you a HM. Aren't you gonna call for backup? Oh no, he's just gonna leave. Having no faith in the legal system, I find a Razorfang, and by messing around with the DS clock, Gligar can evolve into Gliscor. Staravia evolved into Staraptor soon after, Killer of Careers, and Destroyer of Worlds. We then find ourselves at Pastoria City, but before we can enter the 5th gym, this Virgin shows up for an all-out showdown. I mean, what have I got to worry about? This should be easy. I'm underleveled. My opponent clearly saw my battle in the first gym, because he would not stop double teaming. I did manage to land a Confuse Ray though, and with a few wing attacks and a lucky hit from Confusion, I took out the Staravia no problem. He then sends out Ponyta, which Crobat outspeeds and quickly takes out. The Virgin then sends out his Grass type, and we all know how that goes. One Weasel later and the Virgin is defeated. With that out of the way, it was time to move on to the gym. But what type is it? You know how I said Gliscor's dual typing would be good? Well, it can also be bad. First instance, water types. I knew that she would be no more than cannon fodder, so I thought it would be the perfect time to introduce the 4th member of our team. Oh, and would you look at that? It seems as though we've run out of time. Because this video has taken me so long to work on, I've decided to split this up into 2 parts, just so I can get something out. There may be another video in between parts 1 and 2, just so I can have something out next month that doesn't take as long to make, but it'll come eventually. But thank you very much for watching, let me know what you thought of this kind of thing, and I'll see you all next time.